What's good, everybody? Nick Makes Plays here. The dust has settled, and Eternal Format's been out for like a week or two now, and we've kind of had time to figure out what the better decks are. So I want to go ahead and make some deck guides on what I think are the best decks, or some of the best decks in the Eternal Format. So basically, Eternal Format is a new format that just released Ranked. It's basically standard. They rotate out all the cards that are too powerful for the game, and then Eternal says you can use those cards that are too powerful for the game, regardless of how strong they are. Basically, Wild West. You can use whatever you want. So crazy stuff. It's like highest power level the game can be. And yeah, I think that I have some decks that are very, very strong. So I'm going to go ahead and show you one of the decks that I think is very strong in the Eternal format where everything is legal. The deck I'm referring to is Sion Draven. Very, very strong deck in the Eternal format. Draven just got buffed from a 3-2 to a 3-3 now, so he's back to his former glory of being like insanely strong 3-drop. Gives you free access to discard, gives you free access to discard to other things. Well, it's putting a lot of pressure with, getting more access for value and also having quick attack to put damage in. So he kind of just gets the whole deck going. We have Sion. Sion's just a giant top end. He levels very easily. He's basically a 9-6 overwhelm. When he dies, he gets an ephemeral of himself that also rallies. You can just push for overwhelm damage. The reason this is so strong is you have like traditional aggro decks, like say like Draven Jinx, where you're putting a bunch, discard aggro, swarming the field, trying to get them to burn range, and then they have healing or like some anti-aggro card. You're kind of shit out of luck, right? But if you have Sion, he's just this big threat that decks can't deal with. Like, you play this giant 9-6 overwhelm with a decent amount of attack, right? They kill him, let's say they vengeance him, then you're Borns, and he gets the rally and swings anyway. And it just gives you this element where you're able to have this giant top end that even control decks can't deal with a lot of the time. And this deck also is able to outvalue things because it has a lot of refuel, grave position, sump dredger, stuff like that. So right when we get into this deck guide, as we're starting now, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment below the video what you guys think. If you're excited for this Eternal format decks I'm going to be showing you guys, I really appreciate the support, but let's get into it. So first card, we have Draven's biggest fan. This card puts Draven top of your deck. The reason it's so important is Draven gets the whole deck going. The way I see it, and this is really any deck with Draven, including Draven Jinx, whatever, Draven Rumble, Draven unbricks any hand. If you have Draven, you cannot have a bad hand. It's impossible because the axes are so versatile. The axes give you things to discard, or give you ways to discard other things. So it's like you want to like discard a card to draw one Sump Dredger, you have an axe. If you want to trigger your Reborn Grenadier by discarding it, you have an axe. So I want to max that out. And it's also a 1-drop, which is just good to like, have 1-drops to, attack on 1. That's good. And it blocks against other aggro decks. We have Reborn Grenadier. So this card's discarded, it sums itself, pushes very good pressure. You can use aggressively Grave Position or like Sump Dredger or even Draven to push damage. But what I love doing in this deck against other aggro decks or combo-oriented decks is you have Draven, right? As you can see, Draven's very important in this deck. It's focal point, or one of them. You have an axe. They go swing with Lulu, with Poppy, whatever, just whatever 3-2 unit they have. And you can just discard him at burst speed with an axe, get a free burst speed blocker. And he's basically a 0 mana kill a card a lot of the time with the Reborn Grenadier, if you use it like that. So you have 3 Zoni Urchin, more 1-drops, discard draw a card, it's refuel, activates all your discard effects. Boom Baboon, just a good 2-drop that gives you a Flame Chomper, hook away enemy blockers to push for more damage. Fallen Rider, when it's discarded, it gives you a 4-2 Fearsome. It just gives you value off your discards. Again, like if you Urchin, discard this, and then you discard the Fallen Rider, then you not only draw a card from the Urchin, but you also get a free 4-2 Fearsome, which is very strong. And they all help level Scions, because Sion levels by you discard or summon 35 plus power. So discarding cards like Fallen Rider, it discards 3, so that's 3 power, and then plays a 4-2, that's 4 power. It's very quick to level up Sion. 3 Great Position, kind of like a 2-2 Urchin in a way, but it draws a unit. It's just good to have more for more refuel. Like a lot of time you'll be pushing and trading a lot, and like, oh, I can't go that low or I'll die to like burn spells or shine or whatever. So you trade a lot, and then you're okay, I'll discard my axes, discard my free stuff, like my Fallen Rider for great position, and you can outgrind people as well, so very good. Some Dredger's a similar story. Even with the 3 biggest fan, 3 Draven, I think some Dredger's really good on turn 4. 3 health stats is pretty good versus control, because a lot of other stuff deals 2 or 1, and he also just helps refuel. Next we have Lost Soul. This card is really interesting. So when it's summoned or discarded, you pretty much always discard it. It gives you a 4-3 Twin Blade Revenant with Last Breath, create a Lost Soul hand. So when this dies, you get it back. The reason this is also good is because it gives you like an infinite discard engine where you don't have to run out of stuff to do. Like if you have this just to discard, you can discard it, helps level Sion, get free value, get a free card, then play Twin Blade as a Fearsome for 4-3, which is pretty good. Then that dies, you have more discard fodder, and it's just very good leveling Sion, very good at having the refuel. And then we also have very versatile spells in this deck. So they may seem simple, Mystic Shot, get excited. Very simple cards, but they're very versatile in this deck specifically. Because this deck, against, decks that aren't good versus aggro, it can play the aggro role. We're like, okay, I'll just push really hard, they can't deal with it. Then I'll burn them to death with Mystic Shot and get excited for like, the final lethal push. Or if you're playing the more control role, which you do sometimes against decks when you can try to have the hands that outgrind them versus like mid-range decks that don't have much draw power, you'd be like, okay, I'll just Mystic Shot your guy, remove it. Get excited your guy, remove it. And then you're out of steam while I'm just like drawing cards constantly. Grave Position, Sump Dredger, drop a Sion, win the game. So very good, and it's also good at removing cards like, again, like the Poppy Lulu like Swarm decks, which we'll make videos on later. It's good at removing a lot of their stuff, like the Challengers, their Zeds, stuff like that. So very good at being versatile. We have 2 Rummage. I like this card as a recent addition. It's just good refuel, and again, you have like so many things that discard get free effects. Also, if you Rummage, discard Reborn Grenadier, you get a burst speed blocker, which is very strong. And then last but not least, I run 3, count them, 3 survival skills. I'll read it to you. Actually, we can just go here. Allies cannot draw below 1 health this round. That's if you activate it, which you're not going to do. But here's what you are going to do. When discarded, your strongest ally can't drop below 1 health this round. This is particularly strong with, who guessed it, Draven. So what you do is you just play Draven as a 3/3, and then when they try and kill him with like Aftershock or like, you know, whatever, get excited, or even just by combat, you discard an axe, give him the survival skills, and that allows him to stay alive, and also if you use the axe on him, then he will get progress towards his level up, which is just free, so that's pretty good. So very strong card. I guess just swing tempo of the game, right? If you use a 3-mana card and you're 3-mana Draven, and he stays alive and pushes damage and gives you an axe, you're like way far ahead. So very strong, and then I will show you guys sign real quick. So he's basically always leveled. This is like just how he levels, gets strong, we discard cards and stuff like that. But then when he's leveled, when he dies, he summons the Sign Returns, who's a 9/6 Overwhelm. It's very hard to deal with. And then he summons this when he dies, which is a 9/4 Ephemeral Rally Overwhelm. So it just pushes insane damage even through removal. So that's the deck. I think it's good to show you guys it live. So let's play some Master Ranked. I'm currently rank 2 Standard, but I'm going to be playing this obviously on Eternal, which I'm climbing right now. I'm a Master Eternal, so we can actually go to that now. Let's see. I am rank 2 Standard, but I am 28 Eternal, almost 500 LP, so let's try and get some, decently high rank games, like top 30, and see what Draven Sion can do. Here we go. Alright, playing with Elise Teemo. This is an extremely good player. I believe he was in Worlds, or at least was qualified for Worlds of some capacity. They're playing Teemo Elise. Maybe it's a burn deck. I'm not entirely sure. This deck actually used to be somewhat popular back in the day with like Boomby spam. So we have this. I love this on 1. It's a 1-drop, because having a 1-drop just gives you good tempo. It gives you Draven, which is a perfect 3-drop. Good turn 2, and then discard the Flame Chomper for Draven, and then turn 3, it's good follow-up. We can mull Sion, so we'll draw him later, but I will make a note here that usually it's like you don't want to discard Sion, because you need him by turn 7. So it's very important to keep him, especially around like past turn 5, because you discard him and don't get another one, then you just don't have Sion. You really want Sion on 7, like leveled. So I'll mull him now, because we have plenty of times to draw him, but if we draw one later in the game, I would like to keep him and not discard him. Sweet your Draven, which we knew. We could just play this as a blocker for that. I wish we had a way to like discard this at burst speed, but we have no good blocker for the spiders, unfortunately. So as awkward as this is, I guess I'll just play the Fallen Rider, because I can trade with the Elise. I don't love it. I'm just gonna trade both. I don't like this at all. Elise gets insane value here, but if I attack with a 2/1, they're just gonna block with the 1/1 later. So there's not really a point of me keeping it, unless I just never swing with the 2/1. And it gives them less options for, like, I guess they can't Glimpse, and they can't maybe try and level Elise later. As well as we save 1 health, which I do think this is a burn deck. I can't prove it yet, but I think that's what it is. Okay, that kind of steals it to me. This one, Summons Sukasa casts very burn-oriented cards. They burn too. Or they burn when they die, and there's 2 of them. So I'll attack here, quick attack, get a free axe. There's no downside to doing so. Very, very, very good. So now I'm a bit happy with my decision to block the 1/1 to save health, but every health matters. The scary thing is that we did use a 2/1 on it. Like, at least got insane value there, but it is what it is. So more burn cards with Boom Crew. I guess we can just discard an axe here? Or we can just already block that. So maybe we just play something that can block that. Maybe we'll just play the Boom Baboon here. It's a pretty solid blocker. It gives us the guy and just trades it to the 3/2. Stygian. Okay. They'll probably have 2 of those, but even then I don't really care. We're gonna block here, block here. We're gonna discard this to block that. We just need a way to block 1 more, which we can pretty much do no problem. Because we have the axes. So we can discard this. We have Sion now for turn 7. We're like rapidly approaching it. We're at turn 4. Make sure to get some level of progress here, though. Discarding Reborn Grenadier definitely will help us with that. So they have double Stygia, maybe fading? Okay. So I guess that's one way to make our block more awkward. We can still do the 2-2 here, though. That is pretty good, actually. We don't have the best attacks anymore. Because this can't really trade with anything, truly. But luckily for us, we have the Reborn Grenadier. So we can discard this to get level of progress here. They're tapped out, so no need to put it on the axe. Yeah, as you can see, this whole burst speed blocker thing is very powerful. And just like, if it doesn't get the early burn damage, it's pretty far behind. They did get some, but nothing crazy, and Sion's slowly approaching. So I do think we're in a good spot overall. We could open attack player on a second caustic cast, but I want to get some actual damage here, not like fake damage. So I'm going to try and just develop and hope they don't have another caustic cast. We can actually chip more damage. We have this to hook away a blocker as well. So very strong. Okay, so there we go. Can't always have another caustic cast. We're just going to keep pushing here. I don't even think we need survival skills, really, so I'm just going to go ahead and discard and draw a card. I'm likely going to play Biggest Fan as well, just to push. We don't get a Draven on top, so Draven in the field. But I just really want to push damage here. Ooh, that's pretty good. Survival skills protects us anyway if it's the strongest, so it doesn't really matter. Now, do we give them the option to trade? Or not? I'm down to save this, because if they block with this, it's fine. I mean, it's an elusive. Like, they're a burn deck. Like, they kind of need the burn. We're at 26 out of 35, plus 6 for itself is 32. So if we play this, we are good to go. We are at 35. They did trade. Okay, that's fine. We'll save this for later. Because our win con is definitely going to be Sion. Okay, I have another one. I'm very happy they traded with us, because that's simply a lot of burn damage. I guess it's good for them, too, because they would have also taken a lot of damage, and they won't die to Sion. We could have potentially hooked, just so that way, like, okay, if we play Sion, they're probably just dead. But I think I'm happy with the trade. Alright, we'll take 2 here. I think we should just go wide. I don't love how he played this as the regular thing twice, but more damage is more damage. And we have Sion coming too. Okay. So they get some refuel here, actually, you know, getting some heal, but I don't think this deck is equipped to deal with Sion. I just don't think that's like what it's built to do. I think it's built to be mostly a burn deck. So they're likely to take a ton of damage. And I guess let's see how much. Alright, so we can hook away a blocker here, whatever's the most health, maybe for the overwhelm, push as much as we can. I'm not sure. I think we're good to go, unless they have like a way to live in insane burn reach, which I don't think they'll have both. And we can always just draw, you know, our mystic shots, like get excited, stuff like that, and then we'll be able to burn them if they stay alive. So looking really strong. The cards we got are discounted. I don't think they played either discounted card. I'm pretty sure they paid full for all the unspeakable horrors they've been using. So we should be good to go. Or at least, again, in a very favorable spot. And Draven's not bad to have for next turn. He has only 3 costs on turn 8, but we're drawing another card, and, like, he's just good. So they're in the tank. Definitely don't want to lose this one. But even if they don't die this turn, it's going to be brutal. Okay, Fading Memories play another... Oh, Doom Beast. Okay, got it. They get some healing. We'll hook away this, because I want them to be forced to block with their elusive. Because elusive guaranteed 2 damage, right? I can't stop the elusive. This, like, they can, like, I guess redo it with, like, Onto Dusk and stuff like that, but I care much more about this. Blowback, oh god. So they live, they kill that, and we take 3? At least we get the trade on that. They have Fading. This was this the discount? One of these cards, I guess the last card is the card they searched, augmented for a discount. So, okay, I'll just say we can get excited, but we don't even need it. We can also just have one more attack token. I guess it's technically optimal to not play this yet, because I don't have burst speed healing. This goes in the stack. Because if I do this, they could chain, like, on the dust. Like, maybe we let them do what they want to do. Okay, here we definitely want the damage. I mean, we could discard survival skills just so it's, like, less relevant than an axe in this matchup. We're doing the stacks, they don't get heal. They could on us, but, I mean, if they do, they're still dead to the overwhelm, so should be GG. Alright, nice. GG. Alright, we're playing against what is, I guess, in contention for the best deck in the game. Although it runs on Champions as a deck, it is Concurrent Timelines. It's kind of the talk of town right now. Everyone's saying on Timelines is insanely strong, so we'll see how it goes versus the Draven Sion deck. Basically, you use Timelines, which lets you transform a follower first time you play one each round to a new follower the same cost out of 3. And there's a card called Risu, which is like a 1-3 that summons like a 7-3, and you transform the 1-3. So you get a 7-3 and some other strong card. You'll see what happens, but for the mulligan, I think it's pretty safe to just go with this. Like, we have a 1-drop, which is good for immediate pressure, especially if they spend the first turn playing a 1-mana slow spell, if they do it in the first turn. Discarding Lost Soul to guaranteed free value. So they're going to full mull for Concurrent Timelines. The deck's all based all around Timelines, so you got to make sure you get it. And you only have to do it turn 1, so you do it turn 1, you don't have a unit to play. But you definitely make sure you do it turn 2. So here, do I want an Urshin or do I want a Big Expand? I guess there's not a point to drawing Draven immediately, but this is probably better because then we can play these next turn and curve out. I guess it doesn't really matter if I play between these two. Maybe I could have played Urshin first to go for to potentially draw another Urchin and go for triple 1-drop. That could have been the best play, actually. I guess we could still do that anyway if we draw one right now, but it would have been a little better odds. Okay, I believe. So we'll go attack here, get 4 damage. They definitely run like Pokey Stick, stuff like that. But one thing I'm happy about is we have Draven plus survival skills. So they're like, oh, I gotta kill this Draven, you'll get so much value, we're good to go. So Sion, you definitely want to keep Sion. You definitely want to keep Sion. Sion, again, you can discard it, maybe I will. But when it gets to past turn 5, I always want to keep Sion. Because it sucks if you discard the Sion to get overwhelmed, because he has that bonus effect, which is probably get strongest ally overwhelm. But if you don't redraw him, then you're in a tough spot. Now, you could block your survival skills to kill that. I don't think we have to. I think me even sitting there for a second thinking revealed I had survival skills, but that's okay. But I don't think I mind really with that. Now, I did just say don't discard Sion, but I think overall this is actually pretty good. I don't want to play this because then survival skills will protect this, and I want to protect Draven. So we will discard Sion here. I'm assuming I'll get one back in time. Well, we just did. He also put himself in the deck when he discarded, so that worked out. And he gets you some level progress. I discarded for 3. Banana Blaster. This just kills something the same equal its power. If I Mystic Shot this, does it fizzle? Okay, I figured that's how it would work. So it has to check its power. So if I kill it, it has no power, right? That makes sense, right? Does that make sense? That makes sense. So keep it alive, because it is now attacking for, or hitting for 0 damage. And we can just swing here. And again, a really good thing about this deck, there's always stuff to do. Like, we have this Swimbag Revenant. It's not the craziest turn 5 ever, but it's just like a free turn 5. It will take the survival skills a bit away from Draven, but we don't have much else to do. And I want to kill him as fast as possible before they, like, I don't know. If they're not coming now, it's even a bit late. But we want to get a wide board. Hope they can't deal with it, and we'll play Sion when it's time. So imagine they had timelines. I'm happy they didn't. And they're able to... Nice. And they're able to just get extra effects on all those cards, get better followers. GG's. Alright, we're playing Respit. I believe he's rank 3 standard right now. This is Eternal, though. And they are playing a similar deck. Samira, Draven, Sion. But since you go... champions go in order of how many you play and then cost. I think it's 3 Samira, 2 Draven, 1 Sion. Kind of interesting they play so much Samira. I think Draven's very, very good in this deck, and I would never want to lower my odds of him. And Sion's also an important top end, but let's see what they're cooking. So turn 1, we have a good discard. Turn 2, we did a good discard. Let's just keep our hand. I love Survival Skills Draven in the mirror. I also love Reborn Grenadier in the mirror, just for like free trades, but I think a hand like this is too good to pass up. So first things first, let's discard this. We have the option to play next turn if we don't want to play Grave Position. That's pretty good, but we do want Draven, because Draven does give us those burst speed discards for this. Crimson Pigeon, interesting. They might not actually trade here. They might just keep that to buff it. Either way, I'm cool with this trade. I hope they trade it, or if they don't, we do 2 damage. Looks like either way kind of a win-win. Okay, nice. Definitely down for that trade. We got to draw a card and get some value from the draw plus the free Risen Rider, so we're up a card. Okay, so this is literally a perfect Draven hand if we can draw a Draven. Let's discard the Lost Soul and try and dig for it for turn 3. Alright, not quite, but, you know, regardless, still a good hand, and Draven will come eventually. Okay, so luckily here, I made sure I was able to play this without just like being hard punished by Samir, because they don't have mana for the player. She will be a problem later, that's for sure. But at least this turn I was safe by the Grave Position without that. Sion, that's good for later. Maybe we just push here and discard the Reborn Grenadier. I don't think that's bad at all. We'll draw a card. Biggest fan. Okay, so we're slowly getting Draven, better late than never. We can go like this into this next turn, and then we'll have survival skills online for later. Oh god. So they drew Draven. Green champ diff here. That's fine though. Push with 2. Every damage matters because it comes down to like who can kill the other one with Sion. With definitely leveled Sion, 22 to 35 is extremely that's a lot. That's extremely good this early. Like usually it's turn for 3, and we're not even close to this. There's their free kill with Reborn Grenadier. So they'll take 3, we'll lose a unit, and then all of a sudden they're just so far ahead. This can just kill this. That attacks directly. I would love if we had Draven for our survival skills. I guess we'll get one late, and we'll stay in the game, but... Oh, nice. But they're probably open to that. Oh, they aren't. Okay. Well, now we have our own survival... Or, they didn't have survival skills, but we have a good discard. We have a good discard. They could discard Flame Chompers, though, and just hook this away, which is likely what they'll do. Oh my god, they're popping off. Jeez. Alright, well, we have a blocker here. So even though we have a Draven here, this is still really good just to block one of these and not take, like, infinity damage. So they have the Flare. This can only be put on Samira for Challenger now. It was nerfed, but Samira's really strong. Gotta kill the 2-2 here, for sure. Probably gonna hook away Draven. Attack with everything. We'll get one good blocking, which really isn't that great, unfortunately. But it is what it is. If we can get some removal for her, they shouldn't really have protection. Like Mystic Shot or get excited. Preferably Mystic Shot because it's cheaper. Do I want to use an Axe here? There's really no reason to use an Axe here. So I guess we'll just collect the second one during this combat. So it's not terrible. What I'm hoping for, since they only run 1 Sion on their whole deck, is they just won't have Sion by 7. They could get lucky and just have it anyway. But like, we have ours already because we run 3. Their odds are just very low to have it, and we can just Sion diff them on 7. They seem to be a more fast, like, burn-oriented version. Okay, let's get excited for Samira. I guess we can just go ahead and play this. Try and get a decent board here. Maybe we can Axe Draven, discarding Fallen Rider, and summon it, and then we can just use Get Excited on the future turn. Get a good board. I mean, we're going to be leveled by 7, so in 2 turns we command the game as long as they didn't draw their 1-0 Sion. Century! Interesting. I didn't see that coming, actually. This could level, but I don't even know if I care if that levels. They'll probably just block here. I guess the second one wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I feel like we're like gonna win this game with Sion. As long as they didn't draw their 1 of Sion, we should get rewarded for our 3 of Sion. They're trading off a lot of stuff here for this early game damage. So attack with both, maybe get a solid survival skills in here.
This is gonna hurt for you.
Okay, they're blocking with Draven here, so they don't take damage. Get a level with Samira, I don't mind that at all. That's totally fine. I won't. Yeah, I don't think that she's too big of a concern here. It's just like how they beat Sion is the question. So what we buff with actions doesn't really matter, but we definitely get the survival skills off, so we have some semblance of a board. I don't want to be ahead on board and have like a burn wing phone. I guess we'll just have to discard or redraw. So I want to play this next turn plus this, and we have exact mana for that, I believe. Yeah, let's get a board here.
Now we're cooking.
And it doesn't matter which one's the axe on, so it's fine to do it here. Just trying to keep our board up. That's all. So I guess this is just Samira Draven aggro with Sion at the 1 up top end if you draw it at the right time. This seems fine. I guess survival skills could be really scary on that. We'll likely discard that. I guess we could keep it in case they have all out. Well, now their survival skills winning protector, so they'd have to have. They would have to have a way to all out, and they just don't have that. They don't even have a flare here. Okay. This is all fine. I guess we'll just wait to use our spells, because we're going to Axe and then Flame Choppers. Yeah, they're definitely an aggro deck. That's 100%. I guess we could make them discard one of their final cards. Let's just get rid of her. Try and keep high health. I was actually kind of scared the more I'm looking at it, because like they could just keep saying wide and then ignore Sion. And they get this back too. So they didn't kill Draven. I actually like that for us a lot. But they could have like Decimates in this deck. Decimate's pretty scary. So we're finally, after all that pressure, starting to get ahead on board. Let's see what we can do with our leveled Sion, who's definitely over-leveled. Overcooked, if you will. Whoa. Alright. So pretty good though. I mean, it says Fearsome, Quick Attack, Overwhelm. They can use an axe to like block the Fearsome. It's not a big deal. Rummage, ooh, refuel. That's not what I was expecting. I definitely don't want them to have any refuel. Though we said no Scions, so we talked about what probably happened. But can we get them in Get Excited range? That's a big question. The answer currently is no, especially if they block it down. We discarded that. I could probably just play that and just like block the 4-3. But that's nothing crazy. They could probably just block just to stay out of range of burn. So they're only really taking 8 damage here. Hopefully, like, they just can't deal with this. They could probably go wide. Alright, close game. I mean, they have 4 cards in hand. That's a lot of cards. That's not some small thing. I guess one interesting thing I like about this card with Samira is that they can, if they did have more flares off Samira, they can just discard them for free and get some value. But it's a close game now. We were definitely in the back foot for most of the game, and now it's pretty close. We'll probably just Get Excited in their units and try and get one more swing in and win. That seems like a good draw. So we have a mana for what? 2, 3, and not for all. We're one off doing everything. Must be axe. Blowback. Oh god. Okay, so they're really trying to kill us now. I guess we'll just play Boom Baboon. Don't do it. What is this? What is this? They have more burn. Double Mystic Shot? Blowback Pirouette? Oh my god. That's insane. We literally had that game. Alright, good game. Good game. Good game. Peace. Alright, good games. Alright, the Draven Sion deck. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Crazy final game. Definitely a lot of different ways to build the Draven Sion, as you saw in that final game. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment below. I do videos every day, so tons of videos coming. I stream live every day. I do giveaways for skins and boards and stuff every day as well on Twitch. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on YouTube and Twitch. See ya.